Hello everybody, Mr. Dean here. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'd like to talk to you about some security issues in City Skylines. Like, comment, and subscribe. Alright, let's talk about mods. The mods are code that will load in your game, and everything that's in that code will load whether you like it or not. Now, if you don't know what's in that code, you're putting a lot of trust on the mod writer to be an upstanding person that you can trust. Okay. I'm going to let you know that not everybody is someone you can trust. Now, these guys here, Algernon, Chameleon, they're guys I trust. And I actually had a discussion with Chameleon about security, and I said, we need to get the word out. And that's what I'll do. In my job, I actually am a cybersecurity expert, engineer, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I tell people how to be safe with the computer stuff. So yeah, this is something I know about. And one thing we're talking about in industrial areas is what's called the software bill of materials. That's something where we get a list of everything that makes up a program, all the programming libraries and snippets of code that are in there. We need a list. So that way, if a vulnerability is discovered in a commonly used library or snippet of code, that we would have a list of all the programs that have that particular library and can do something about them. So you don't have a software bill of materials for these mods. You just download it and go. If you go to the GitHub repository, okay, you could look at the code, but if you don't know how to read code, that doesn't do you any good. So we really are with a trust situation. How do you trust a mod and how do you not trust a mod? These are things you want to look for. Number one, is there plenty of information about the mod or asset? If there's not a lot of information, if it's just here it is and there's nothing in the description or one sentence in the description, that's not a good sign. You really want to steer clear of that. If, on the other hand, the description is full of information, that's a good thing. That allows you to know that the person who's making this has put a lot of effort into it and wants it to work, and wants it to work right in the game. You want to look for lots of comments between the author and other people. That means the mod is probably being maintained, unless an author comment says, I'm not maintaining it. And I don't see that here. I see the authors are actively troubleshooting things, and that's a wonderful thing to see. It's actively maintained. They've got a reputation in the community that they want to maintain. That's good. A good sign. If you see a comment that this thing doesn't seem to be working, it's broken, where's the author? That may be an abandoned mod, and that's sad. That'll happen from time to time. But what you don't want to see is somebody suddenly saying, hey, I've copied this other mod, and now I've improved it, and it's the only mod they've got, and you don't necessarily know what those improvements may have been. If you see modders that you trust, that's great. Look at their workshop. How many mods do they have? Wow, he's got a lot of mods. This is a good thing to have. Okay, well, we'll take that. But if we see, that's the one mod and that's the one you're looking at, and there's no comments on it, there's no description, I'd stay away from that. Just like we're told we can spot spam or phishing emails if they're written badly, if they have grammatical errors, if they have spelling mistakes, if they're very terse, they're very short in their statements, that's a bad sign. If there's no upvotes or no awards for a mod, well, then that's also a sign that maybe this is one that you might not want to use. Unless you know that mod maker personally and you've used other stuff of theirs before, but well, if it's the only mod, you don't know. And why do you need to be careful? Well, as I said, the mods are code. If you open up Task Manager on Windows, you'll see all the programs you have running, and I've got these programs running. But there's more. If I click more details, oh, I've got all these things running. Yeah. Some of this stuff doesn't have a little window associated with it. These are all other processes running. But they're all programs that are running. And if I have City Skylines running, it'll show up in this list and it will be able to access everything on my system. And if I've got a mod that has malware, then that malware is running under cityskylines.exe and will do everything it wants to do. Unless I have an actual program that is searching for bad things happening in memory, or which would be a heuristic antivirus or anti-malware program as opposed to a signature-based one. Don't worry about the detail, but do worry about the fact that if I run malware as part of a program that I say I trust, then the computer will say, well, I'll trust it too and let it go. So if I find a mod that's got Bitcoin harvesting code in it and I run it, I'm harvesting Bitcoin every time I load City Skylines. If I have a mod in it that will download Bitcoin harvesting to run in the background at all the time, then I'll launch that when I run City Skylines, and when I stop City Skylines, that code is still running. If I run a mod that says, okay, we'll turn on your camera and take pictures of you and post, and turn them into horrible memes, well, that'll happen. Whatever that mod has permissions to do, I give it, or whatever the mod will do, I give it permission to do it if I have it loaded with City Skylines. So that's why you want to make sure that you've got authors you can trust, that you've got mods that look like they're well maintained, and don't run anything else. Now, am I guilty? Oh, yeah. I was going through my mod list with Chameleon one day because I was going to load one of his beta mods, and he says, oh, you don't want that mod there. I go, why not? He says, click it. And I go to the description. And I'm not going to go to the actual mod here because I don't want to get somebody mad at me and get a defamation suit. I am secure. But we went there, and yeah, it was a name I didn't know. He didn't know either. He only had the one mod, and there were no comments on it. Well, except 2 or 3 that were in Chinese. But yeah, nah. So I got rid of it, and it turns out there was better functionality in another mod that he was making. So it was a pretty easy choice to get rid of. Mods that run on Harmony 2.2.0, yeah, that's a good deal there. They're coding them right, for one thing, but there are also probably people who are in the modding community who are in touch with the players, and they want us to succeed, and they don't want us to get malware. So go through your mod list. It can be painful if you discover you've got potential bad mods in there and that you have to say goodbye to them. But if you want to be safe, it's the right thing to do. You can find that functionality if you need it in some other mod that's better written by an active modder in the community, 9 times out of 10. And for those 1 out of 10 that you can't replace with an active modder, you could still ask around and find out from your friends and from other people in the community if a particular mod is one that they would trust or not, and go with that thing. And if there's one mod that looks like it does exactly what you want to do and nothing else does it, but it's pretty much unknown, steer clear of it. Just steer clear of it. Sometimes things really are too good to be true, and you don't want that to hit your computer and find out that because you wanted a certain feature in City Skylines, now you're a mail host for Portuguese language spam. Yeah, that's happened before. I had a friend who had that. Anyway, I don't want to go into details, but I do want to tell you, be safe, be careful, go with modders you trust, go with mods that are well maintained, and you'll reduce your chance of having a security breach. This is Mr. Dean. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you again. Happy city painting. Bye for now.